Welcome back to the 10-Minute Professional, the podcast designed to help you navigate the political landscape of corporate America while maintaining your sanity and hopefully not becoming a soulless monster. My name is Gabe, I am your host, and I believe personal and professional development needs to happen around the clock. Time is money and money's needed for life, so let's not waste any time and get to work so we can get back to focusing on our lives. This may seem like a weird question to open a professional development podcast with, but how do you spend your leisure time? To clarify, I'm asking what you physically do when you don't have chores and errands to take care of, you don't have work to do, and your to-do list is settled. Everyone unwinds in their own way, so take a second to think about your favorite activity or hobbies. I believe there's a delineation between interests and hobbies. We all have a wide range of interests. I love all things Star Wars, F1, San Antonio Spurs, anime, K-pop, and about a million other things, just as I'm sure you have a wide range of interests. However, my hobbies are working out, developing my video and audio production skills, and writing. What are yours? For the sake of today's discussion, let's identify the distinguishing factor between interests and hobbies. In my eyes, interests are about passive consumption, while hobbies are centered around activity or creation. I love Star Wars, and while I've created some content around it over the years, I categorize it as an interest for me because my affinity for it stems from watching or consuming content such as television shows, video games, books. You get the idea. This is a great way to unwind, relax, and clear my head, which everyone needs to do. I don't care if you watch sports, documentaries, like to sit and listen to music, or enjoy bird watching. Everyone needs to relax with an activity they enjoy. It behooves us to find the interests which bring us the most peace of mind, because we're all human and respond to different stimuli. That being said, I've observed many people fall into a cycle of work, errands, chores, and consumption. You go to work, which maybe you find fulfilling or not. Then you sit in traffic. You go to the grocery store. You come home, you prepare dinner, you spend time with the family, you take care of the kids, you clean up around the house, and then when you finally get a moment to breathe, you're so gassed or exhausted, you can't do anything other than sit on the couch. My intent is not to criticize. There is nothing wrong with this at all. Sometimes you need to turn your brain off to relax or just catch your breath. However, if we let this become our daily routine over an extended period of time, where are we learning? Where are we growing? Where are we creating for ourselves just because? Without continued learning and development, I don't see how we're working towards becoming the best possible version of ourselves we can be. Now, here are a few qualifiers for this next statement. This is absolutely a generalization, a personal ideology of mine, and I'm no mental health professional. All that being said, I vehemently believe human beings need to produce something tangible to feel valued and confident. When you're able to produce or create something from start to finish, a birdhouse, a song, a model airplane, a graphic, a YouTube video, something you knitted, or whatever else you find interesting, you've created something, and that's something to be proud of. It can be difficult to avoid falling into the trap of entitlement or seeking validation. By that I mean producing or creating something and then expecting praise or something else from others. We do that on the clock. At home, we create because we create and we enjoy it. You do not need a hobby because you need validation from others when you're trying to navigate and excel in the professional world. You need a hobby because you need to be confident in your capabilities when you are outside your comfort zone. This could be the first day on a new job, a presentation which has a lot riding on it, or just speaking to someone new. Everyone's confidence is impacted in varying degrees by different things. That being said, you do not need a hobby just to help cultivate self-confidence, but also to foster the all-important self-awareness, which is crucial to developing analytical skills. When navigating a corporate environment, you're going to encounter people in the organizational echelon who appear to be quote-unquote all talk. Those people who you've never actually seen produce anything, but somehow are both gainfully employed and promoted regularly. As I mentioned that, I'd like to briefly touch on something, which I expect we'll have a full conversation on down the road. Someone else's success or continued employment is not a reflection upon you, nor is it an indictment of your capabilities. Sentiments such as jealousy or envy are inherently human, but have no place in your professional journey, as they do not benefit you. I mentioned individuals who appear to be all talk, because if you ever contend with one of those colleagues, you'll need to be able to call them out in a way which is both professional and productive. This can be difficult to do if you're lacking in confidence, experience, or if you're dealing with a skilled orator, adept at changing the subject, avoiding questions, and all that kind of jazz. However, every time I've personally been in a meeting with one of these people, I stay laser focused on the subject. And if they need to produce something, I keep the focus on tangible materials or collateral and associated deadlines. To switch gears a bit, have you ever felt like you're in a bit of a rut, slump, or otherwise not going anywhere? When you're in a job, which you know in your heart and head isn't going anywhere financially or career-wise, it can be very difficult to remain engaged. I won't tell you that having a hobby will change your professional circumstances, but it can provide you with that sense of accomplishment you may not receive from the place where you earn your living and spend the bulk of your time. I absolutely believe human beings need to feel accomplished and valued in order to be confident and at their best. To help kick off this process, find a hobby where you are actively creating something as opposed to just consuming. Challenge yourself physically and mentally, and force yourself to begin a creative process from beginning to end in an effort to expand your horizons, cultivate self-confidence, and help clear your head. You deserve to be the best possible version of yourself you can be, and you don't need someone else to pat you on the head or back or give you a gold star to help you get there. When discussing the topmost levels of the corporate hierarchy, creativity should be an essential skill. However, I've never seen this emphasized as part of professional development in any corporate setting. By exploring new hobbies, we can challenge ourselves, have honest conversations centered around self-awareness, because if your birdhouse is crooked, it isn't very good. And we can grow from both a technical skill and personal standpoint. Stagnation and complacency are the biggest impediments to personal growth. So continually challenge yourself in your personal life while not pushing yourself too hard. It is a hobby after all. I look forward to our next discussion, and I hope you stay happy, healthy, positive, and above all, confident.